Months and months ago, I brought you all the story about the Las Vegas UFO and about how this family allegedly saw 10-foot aliens in their backyard. Now, since then, we have all moved on with our lives. I've covered countless other stories since then, but even though we all have moved on, the family that was involved in this story can't move on, even if they wanted to. For one, they're haunted by the images of what they saw that night. They're reportedly having a hard time sleeping. They're scared. They're paranoid, not just about the creatures that they supposedly saw, but they're paranoid about the various government agencies that popped up at their house. They're paranoid about the people who came to their home claiming to be the local police department, but really it was some type of secret agency that put microphones and cameras around their house. And if that's not bad enough already, there's UFO enthusiasts and I guess just all around weirdos from around the world who are traveling to their home. Every few days they have another incident. People are not only breaking into their backyard, they're breaking into their house as well. And now, ever since this situation occurred, the family is experiencing, allegedly, supernatural activity within their home. They claim that a cross that was on their wall turned upside down, started floating, and the Jesus that was on the cross separated from the cross. It's a lot of crazy stuff supposedly going on with this family. And even if you take the supernatural and the alien stuff and you put it to the side, no family deserves to be harassed and to have people breaking into their homes looking for something. And, knowing that we already had this government agency lie and claim they were a local police department so they could come in and put up cameras and stuff, it makes you wonder, are any of these people that are popping up at the house or breaking into the home, are these just random nobodies, or are these some type of agents from some other agency? You have to wonder about these things, because this had to be one of the weirdest stories I've seen. And it's crazy how quickly the story went away. But the story going away so quickly made the story just that much more believable for me, because it was obvious that this family did not want the spotlight. And even though one member of the family wanted to share what he saw, he wanted to tell people about what was going on, it was obvious that over time they got scared. And I don't know if someone silenced them. I don't know what happened, but the story was a huge story about 10 or so months ago, and then it just fell off. And we didn't hear anything else about it until now. And even to this day, there's people trying to break into this home. They're being harassed. And like I said, they're so-called going through some type of supernatural, weird activity within their home. But before I go any further, I want to go ahead and roll this news clip, because one of the family members is speaking out. He's the same family member that spoke out, when this originally occurred. But it seems as if he's a little more comfortable now coming forward with tidbits of information. So let's go ahead and roll this clip, and then I'll be right back with more thoughts.
Not only did what happened in Vegas not stay in Vegas, it circled the known universe. The frenzy grew when reports surfaced that unknown authorities had afterwards placed cameras around this family's home. The family was driven into hiding, off the grid, out of sight, underground. But 10 months later, the mystery lives on, and looky-loos and alien hunters are still on the prowl. The family posted no trespassing signs, but break-ins have been reported frequently here, as recently as last week at this home. Tonight, a News Nation exclusive, the teenager who made that 911 call is finally speaking publicly at length and laying out exactly what he saw that night and what has happened since. Our national correspondent, Alex Capriello, joins me with that live from Las Vegas tonight. So, Alex, it's really compelling with the advent of a year passing almost, that they've had a chance to digest what it is they've been through. They have kept quiet. They are not looking for attention. And yet now you're getting information, especially from this 15-year-old or the 17-year-old, that's pretty alarming.
Yeah, and I've found out from speaking to Angel Kenmore that life just really has not been all that easy for the past year since they saw that 10-foot tall creature in their backyard right here behind me. For him, he says that he's plain and simple traumatized by it all. He says he can't sleep at night. He's become slightly paranoid. He cries at night, trying to make sense, heads or tails, of what exactly he saw that night, playing it back over and over in his head. You can imagine the torment that's going through in his head. But to this day, none of the family has a very good explanation about what exactly they saw that night. But to their credit, they've stayed pretty consistent about the facts and the details. I really grilled him about that, trying to get him to remember as much as he possibly could about that night. Here's a portion of our conversation. What do you remember about that night? What do you remember seeing?
Oh, start again, I guess. We were in the backyard fixing a truck, and then out of nowhere we just see a big light fall down and basically crash in the backyard. And moments after, like a couple of seconds after, I saw the big giant creature in front of me. The alien, whatever you guys want to call it. The alien demon, whatever you guys want to call it.
What do you believe it is?
A demon.
A demon?
Yeah.
So maybe that's changed, that once you thought it was an alien, now you believe it was a demon.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is, only God knows what it was. But I'm thinking it's like something bad, not a good thing.
Was it moving? Was it doing?
Yes, it was moving. You could see like he was breathing, like he was like pissed off. Like he wanted to do something.
And he was looking at you and your brother?
He was looking at me, yeah.
Did he say anything?
Mm-mm. I remember he was growling like a dog, like he was growling.
When did it end?
As soon as I closed my eyes, I guess. I don't know. I think I was praying or something like that, and they just let me go. That's when I went inside, and I saw my dad. I mean, I saw it too.
It felt like it had a control of your body?
Oh yeah, I couldn't move. Yeah.
You were paralyzed at the sight of this thing.
Yeah, I couldn't move.
And you were looking at it for 30 or so seconds, and then all of a sudden it was gone?
Yeah. That was pretty creepy.
A lot of people think that that's just hard to believe.
Like I said again, they can think whatever they want.
What do you say to the people who believe that your family just made this whole thing up to try to get attention?
They can believe whatever they want, I'm not doing it for free. If I did it for fame, I would be on YouTube and stuff like that, doing more videos, but I don't care, guys. I just went on TikTok and YouTube, made my story. That's pretty much it. I made no money off this. I want people to know that. I made no money off this. I don't need money. That's pretty much it. They can believe whatever they want.
I bet you hope it doesn't happen to anybody.
Oh, no, hopefully not, no. I hope God, no. Really bad experience. Really traumatizing.
And Ashley, I don't know what your impression of him was, but when I was speaking to him personally, I was really struck by how confident and authentic he was about his memories of that night. There's a lot of people obviously out there in the world that would make up ghost stories in order to chase any sort of clout or fame. But to me, Angel came across as somebody who truly believed that he saw something that night in that backyard right here behind me.
Yeah, Alex, he didn't really seem to have canned answers either. So if this was all a big ruse, he's either a really, really good actor, I mean, Meryl Streep quality, and, he certainly didn't script it, didn't seem to plan out answers, at the grasp. I do want to ask you about the family. This is the 17-year-old finally talking at length about his experience. And boy, did he ever add some details there, that what he saw seemed to be angry and breathing heavily with growling, looking right at his brother and him, and that he felt frozen, which is an account we've heard from other people who have felt that they've seen something out of this world before, that they've been frozen and unable to move. What about the family? Does the family back him?
Yeah, the family does, although they're much less willing to go public about it. I spoke to his mom, who basically said that she has no interest in speaking about it because she just feels differently than Angel. She feels like nobody in the world is going to believe her. Angel, on the other hand, while certainly not trying to publish his case widespread, he feels the need to share it because he wants the world to know what he saw, and also he wants the world to know that his family is doing okay and moving forward. In general, the family wants the spotlight off of them. Take, for example, all these no trespassing signs. There's at least 4 of them. But at this time, they are just basically saying, look, we don't really want to talk about it anymore, but we still stand behind the things that we saw that night.
You know, I've heard so many stories about people being like almost paralyzed when they come in contact with one of these, I guess, aliens or UFOs, creatures, demons, whatever you want to label them. And I wonder how much of that is just being paralyzed out of fear. Have you ever been so scared that you kind of couldn't move for a moment? That's happened to me before. And I'm wondering how much, you know, when these people so-called get paralyzed and can't move in the moment, how much of that is fear? How much of that is just their brain trying to work overtime and comprehend what they're seeing? Or is this some type of force that's being used against them? Is this some type of, you know, psychic ability that one of these aliens or demons or creatures may have that paralyzes people in the moment? Because we often hear, when it comes to these type of situations, about people encountering these type of beings, if you will, we often hear about this paralysis, you know what I mean? So I don't know if you could attribute that to just fear or some other type of ability, but that's something that just you hear about, you know, extremely often when it comes to these type of stories. But I have believed this family since day one. And if you followed my channel for long enough, you know that I have no problem calling out BS when I see it. I see BS alien stories all the time, and I call it out, just like the fake aliens at the Miami Mall. That was a bunch of BS, but this right here, this is what I believe is the real deal. Now, was it actually aliens that landed in their backyard? I don't know. I can't tell you. But I do believe for a 100% fact that something happened that night. And we kind of already know that for a fact because we've seen the footage on the police body cameras and stuff of the object flying through the sky in that area that night. So something happened that night. I don't know what it is, but government agencies, secret government agencies at that, took interest in what happened as well. And I think there's a reason why this story is coming back into the forefront. What that reason is, I haven't really put my finger on it yet. And then again, I haven't put much thought into it yet. But I don't think this story is just coming back almost a year later for no reason. So we're going to have to keep paying attention to this UFO topic because it seems to be heating up right now again. Every few months or so, we're starting to see this. And it really makes you wonder, what are they getting ready to tell us? What's going to be revealed in the coming years? I do believe that we are on the verge of something. We're on the verge of them disclosing something. And regardless if you believe it's real or if it's some type of government psyop, you know, that's up to you to decide, I guess. But for now, let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. If you would like to donate, you can donate via Cash App or Super Thanks. But with all of that being said, I'll talk to you all soon in the next one.